is up? It is Red, the Rideshare Ginger, coming right back at ya, and we are going to talk about my trip to Pittsburgh a little bit here. So, I learned in Pittsburgh that it's tough to work when you're on vacation and trying to see family. It is. Even though that was the plan, I didn't really make shit while I was out there. I covered gas. I definitely covered gas, but it wasn't great. So I left Monday at about 5 after my Turo car. No, I left Monday at like 10 because my Turo car got returned at 4 and I didn't pack before I got the Turo car. So then I had to pack and then get out of there. So I left at 10 p.m. and I got home Saturday afternoon at about 2:30. So I was out there for about 5 days. I want to set a few things straight because so many people that I've seen now, like as I go into the Facebook group, say, oh, you can't drive out of your state on Uber. You can't drive within outside 60 miles of where you're supposed to be and this and that. So I drove through Indiana, I drove through Ohio, and I was in Pennsylvania. Everyone knows that Lyft you can do in just about any state. I know Colorado's an exception from what I understand, and there's a few other places that are exceptions, but Lyft is pretty broad. Uber has a lot more restrictions, and like there's even specific spots like in Illinois that we can't drive even though we're registered for Chicago. So it's more restrictive. I knew I could drive in Indiana, I've done it before. I knew I could drive in Ohio, I've done it before. I didn't know about Pennsylvania. So destination filter set for Pennsylvania, for Pittsburgh. Well, I had to set it for Cleveland, I think was where I did, or maybe Toledo, because you couldn't set it beyond 6 hours. So in Pittsburgh, 7.5. So I destination filter set, get through Indiana, no rides on the destination filter. And then I got to Toledo and I'm like, all right, destination filter off. Let's see if I can get some rides. Or I think it was before Toledo, but my first ride came in Toledo. Took a ride in Toledo, did that ride, got a stacked ping. Took that ride, got another stacked ping. Turned apps off, only took those 2 rides because I'm like, shit, I need to see what I'm making. Well, for those of you that bitch in Chicago about what we make, check this out. This is what Toledo makes. Basically 60 cents per mile and less than 10 cents per minute. They're making half on their minute than what we are. That's $6 an hour, peeps. So quit your bitching. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm out of Toledo. So I hop on Lyft and took a look at, because my Uber fares thing only shows me Chicago or that area, and it never works right for me anyway. So I go to Lyft and I can check any area where I need to go, and Lyft's rates usually match Uber's rates, are pretty close. So I checked Cleveland, and Cleveland is like 12 cents a minute, as you can see here, and the 60 cents per mile. So it was better. I'm like, let's do some Cleveland rides. So I up to Cleveland, did a few Cleveland rides, got done there, and I decided to jet over to Pittsburgh. Get into Pennsylvania. Can't be on Uber, but I can do Lyft. So Lyft was good. So I go to the waiting lot, and I'm like, I'm gonna catch a ride. Let's catch a nap, we'll catch a ride. Well, my dumbass forgot that I'd already been online for like 9 hours, so I'm sleeping. I wake up, and I caught like 6 hours of sleep, which was great, but I wake up and I can't be online with Lyft because I'm past my 14-hour limit, and I can't go online with Uber. So then I just went to the hotel and called it a day, so I didn't get any work in then. I have some advice for you. Pittsburgh driving. So I did some of it. I did some Pittsburgh driving. Don't do it with a passenger if you're not from Pittsburgh. So everyone in the Pittsburgh Facebook chats are like, Pittsburgh's tough to drive in, you're gonna get lost. I'm like, whatever. I drive in Chicago, there's lower whacker, like all that shit. Like, Chicago's gonna be more difficult than Pittsburgh. Don't do Pittsburgh. I got lost so many times, luckily without a passenger. The issue is the GPS, at least Google's GPS, maybe Waze is better, but Google Maps did not match up with the street signs. Like, so there's points where like there's 4 highways merging off in different areas or exiting in different areas all in the same spot, and the signs will say like 376, but the GPS will say take a left onto Crawford or take the Crawford exit, and there's not a Crawford exit, it's 376, and it doesn't match up. So like you're sitting there trying to figure out how to do it. So I learned very quickly I wasn't going to do any downtown rides. I unfortunately had to decline a Lux from downtown, 5 XLs that were pinging me from 18 minutes out. So here's the thing, if you know Pittsburgh and you're an XL driver, go into Pittsburgh. There were so many XL pings coming, and that was just on Lyft. I don't know what Uber's doing, and people were showing $15 surge on Uber. Pittsburgh seems like a hot fucking market. Get out there and go make some money, people. At least on the weekends it looked solid, And even 4th of July, I was there 4th of July week, and it was looked solid as fuck. I was getting pings. I made some decent money. I worked like 4 or 5 hours one night and worked a couple the next night. But I stayed north of the city because I just didn't want to have to deal with this stuff. And like the winding roads, it's killer on brakes, hills, it's brutal out there. So if you don't know it, don't do it. I would avoid it. I might head back out just because why not? But it was a good time. Got to catch up with some family. Got to go see a Pirates game. They unfortunately lost to the Cubs, but it's fine. They took 3 out of 4. It's all good. Just happened to go to the 4th game where they lost. But I'm going to do some more travel trips like this, and I'm going to have my dash cam getting set up. I bought it before I left because I'm like, I want some good videos, and I just didn't get a chance to set it up because I didn't get the SIM card because I'm an idiot. Bought the dash cam, no SIM card. Whatever. So I'm going to get the SIM card. I'm going to do a few more trips and let you know how other markets are, because my thought process at this point now is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday suck July and August here in Chicago. So I might go do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, maybe Thursday in another city to see if it's better there or the same, and take a little bit of a trip while I'm at it. So we'll see. I'm going to try some different cities, I think. We'll see what happens. I plan on doing these things. It doesn't always happen, but I'm going to try to do some other cities. And we will talk in my next video about how I'm combating the summer slowdown. One of those things I'll let you know now is I'm putting a schedule together for myself. Like yesterday was Monday, it's Tuesday now. That's how the week works. Goes Monday, then Tuesday, then but like I'm setting a certain amount of hours that I need to work, a certain number of lifts that I need to do in that day, and a certain, if I need to run that day, I'm putting that down. So like Monday, I had to do 2 lifts, work 6 hours, and get 1 run in. So I did all that yesterday. Today is 2 lifts, 4 hours of work, no runs. I already got the 4 hours of work done. I am getting the lift in right now. That's where I'm heading in, and I'll get a lift in later, and then I'll catch up with some sleep, and then I don't know what my schedule is tomorrow. I gotta take a look at it. But scheduling out my life so that I can stick to it and make sure I get the money that I need to make with the summer slowdown happening. In my next video, I'll address some other ways that I think I'm going to address the summer slowdown, and I think some of you can go about it the same way. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.